All right, so what I want to do is go through the class so that you have a clear understanding of how I have everything set up because I know every instructor does things a little bit differently. So as I mentioned in the intro video, pretty much every week is set up the same. And students really, really like that. They like to have consistency, they don't like to have surprises. And so you'll be able to see that through um, the class here. All right, so I am on student view right now. This is how you would see the class. And so over here on the left-hand side, you can see announcements. I don't do a lot of announcements in the summer, but there could be a few that come through. You can go into the modules, which is where all of our course content is held. You can always look at your grades and you can look at assignments. Tech Connect Zoom, I don't use, so I'm not quite sure what that one's about. And so this page will always stay the same. Every time you log in, you'll see the video, the getting started. You can go here or you can go over to modules. Okay, so this page does not change throughout the semester. But let's go over here to view course calendar. So when you click on view course calendar, you'll be able to see the content and the assignments that are due every week. So right now we're in June, so that's showing the assignments for those 2 weeks in June. And then when we switch over to July, you can see everything that's going to be due in July. Okay. And so back over here on the home page, over here on the right hand side, there's also the to do here. And so you can see the different things that are going to be due for the class. Okay, I'm going to leave student view so that I can show you the entire class. It's not open yet, so I can't do that from the student view. So my view is a little bit different, but similar at the same time. And so when we go into modules, my expectation is that every single week you are going through the course content. You are going through the lecture. This isn't heavy content. It's very doable. I'm not assigning pages and pages of reading. And so you should be able to do this each and every week. So there's support for online learning. So when you click on, let me move myself out of the way here. When you click on the little side arrow here, it'll do a drop down and you can see, the information for you to go through. So if you have a question that you want to just ask your peers, you can do it in here. And so this can be answered by myself or your peers. If you have a question just for me, you want to come over here on the left-hand side to this inbox and send me a message that way through Canvas. I highly recommend during the summer that you send me messages through Canvas instead of through my SRJC email because I don't work a lot during the summer and I try to stay off of my email as much as possible. So I don't want your message sitting in my SRJC inbox. So definitely message me through Canvas. Okay. Okay, if you click here on next, it'll take you to the next information block in the module. So here's, information about how to connect with me. Please, give me 24 hours to respond. I'm usually pretty good, but if I had just been on Canvas and then you message me, I may not get back on till the next day. So please be patient. And please know that during the weekends, I am typically with my family doing different things. So I'm a little bit slower to respond. All right, so let's go back into our modules. So I'm going to collapse this one. And then you can see the getting started one. You need to go through each and every one of these. If you are a Mac user, please, please, please read this because it will impact your assignments if you turn them in wrong, okay? You can see the class format, the syllabus. I don't require a textbook, but I give you a resource here through OpenStax, which is a free online resource from the library. And so I will tell you each week what chapters you can read to go with the content that we've covered through this OpenStax book, okay? But I will not take any questions from the final from that. All right, so let's look at class format. So I just want to point out that each week you have weekly lectures, you have assignments, and you have resources. And again, it's my expectation that you're going to go through the weekly lecture, watch the video, or read the information that I have provided. I will not allow late points for class discussions. Okay, so if you turn that in late, I am not going to give you any points. It's just as if you missed class and we had a class discussion and you came in late, and you could not contribute. So it's the same thing. Nobody's going back to read your class discussion and what you had to post. So I'm not going to give any late points for that. Let's see, let's go back into the modules and let me show you how each week is set up. All right, so our first week here, there's not a ton of content because we're just getting started. And so you can go through each one of these. Every week I give you a to-do list so that you can make sure that you have completed all of the assignments that you were assigned. And so you want to make sure that you get all of that done. It's really, really nice when you upload a profile picture of yourself. It's nice for me to see a face and not just a round nothing. And it's really nice for your peers to also see your picture or an image that represents you. That's fine as well. So please take a few minutes to upload an image or a picture. Here's the lecture on the college experience. Most of this content or all of this content this week is just text for you to read and go through. I try to keep it not, a huge amount of reading for you to do on each page. And then some weeks you will see videos. So then we have the lecture on the college experience, and then we have it on goal setting. And then the materials for this week, I have a short reading here, and then we're going into the assignments. If you don't complete your week 1 assignments, I will drop you. I'm going to assume that you do not want to be in the class. So we have a meet and greet Padlet. There are a couple of assignments that I do, Padlets and wikis, which are outside of Canvas. And so I go and put the points in manually, okay? And so this is a program. If you haven't used it before, you will just add this plus here, click on the plus, and then you're able to type and answer the question. If you include a picture of yourself, I will give you 1 point extra credit for this so that we can see who you are, because again, that's just really nice. So you can see the Padlets. You can even respond to your peers in the Padlet if you choose to. And it's just a nice way of doing things a little bit differently. Then we have a class discussion, and then you have reflection questions. And then your other assignments this week, you have SMART goals and a student information profile. The student information profile is set up as a quiz, but it's not a quiz. This is just the only way that I can ask questions and get answers to them. And so you'll see that the questions actually have 0 points because there's no right or wrong answer to this. But the last question is where I would give you the 10 points for completing this assignment. Okay. So I do have a couple assignments that are set up like that as quizzes, but they're not actually, a true quiz. Let's look at week 2 and beyond. So what you'll see after week 1 is they break it up by lecture. So this first block of content is on learning styles. Okay. And so you'll see there's some videos in here as well as some written text. And then the second block is on time management and procrastination. And then you'll see your assignments. Okay. So let's talk about class discussions. I like to give choices. So the majority of your class discussions, you will have various prompts that you can respond to. This was not one of them, so I will show you a different one. But the way that I score these is I give you 6 points for your initial response. However, if you respond by Wednesday, I'll give you 2 points extra, okay? And so you could get 8 points just for your initial response. And then when you respond to 2 peers, I will give you 2 points each. So a total of 10 points If you don't get it in early, a total of 12 points. If you do get it in early, or some students don't like to do the responses to their peers, so they just take 8 points, which is fine. The reason why I do this is if you post on a Sunday at 10 p.m., nobody's going to answer you. And so it's just my little carrot of getting students to engage early on in the week, and it works. We get more content, students have more opportunity to respond to each other, and it enables you to get to know your peers, to engage, to get some advice from them. And so I just found that it works really, really well with this class in doing that. Okay, so like I said, I like to give choices. So let's look at the reflection questions here. So this is answering questions either on learning styles or time management. And so what you would do is answer these questions or the questions on time management. I want this as a one-page response, okay? 200 and at least 250 words, double spaced, please. There's a lot of you, and I'm doing a lot of reading every week. And please use proper grammar and punctuation. You are not texting me. Do not use a lowercase I. Do not put in just the letter U for YOU, okay? You're now in college and this is college content. My expectation is that you are going to write according to college criteria. All right, so let me go back and show you a class discussion with options just so that you can see. Let me finish this up. So then I have other assignments, learning styles assessment results, and then a time management Padlet. And so you can see that there. So week 3, here is a class discussion. And so you can see you have 3 questions here. You choose one to respond to, okay? Because maybe one doesn't resonate with you. And so I want you to have the opportunity to pick the question that means the most to you that you can respond to. So that is how our class is set up. You can see that most weeks are 2 lecture components, except for the last week, which has 3, okay? So there's weeks 4, 5, and 6 has 3 plus the final. All right, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. If something isn't working, a link isn't working, or you can't get in and do something, please let me know right away so that I can figure it out. And also, it helps your peers as well. Okay, so have a great day, and I will see you in class.